Hello Aries, welcome back to Etheric Tide. This is Lauren with your monthly reading for July. Now, we've had a few eclipses. Mercury retrograde is in full effect. I'm noticing that technology has been playing up on me, including sending emails and them not sending properly. I think you guys might be noticing it yourself. And I do apologize if I just trip up on my words. Let's see what we got for you. Okay. This one here. Well, speaking of tripping up on words, Queen of Swords in the reverse. So this lady generally knows what to say. She knows what she's doing. She very good with words, very good with an argument, very good at creating the right thing to say at the right time and to draw upon resources and evidence and things like that. She's fantastic. But she's in the reverse. So I think there's a reason why I was bringing up the retrograde and how communication is going to be really difficult for you guys over the next month. The important thing is to write it out, and can't blame Mercury for everything. Mercury being retrograde is actually a really great thing. It means that it's all the re's. It's like reevaluating, re-looking at, re-energizing. It's actually a really great space to be in. And yeah, so sorry, my phone. See? Thought I turned it off, but it actually was still on. Good old Mercury retrograde. So for you, I think, man, you've just been having a little tough lately, haven't you, Aries? I feel like maybe you've been really focused on what is your path, what is your happiness, what is the right relationship, the right the right partner, the right career, the right choice. Like, I feel like for Aries in general, you've just really like full of anxiety about making a choice on like long-term choices as well, as in, like, I think that what's been coming up for you is I should have achieved blah by blah, or I should be in this place rather than this place based on my my age or my intelligence, or that, like, my relationship should have been in this place by now, or maybe my career should have been in this place by now. And I think that you're reevaluating in this next month what that actually looks like for you. What really does happiness look for you in the end? I think you probably lost a lot of enthusiasm for some of the things that you thought were your path to success. I think that also in reverse, King of Cups in reverse, like, I think that you thought that the certain things that you've achieved by now should have given you happiness, but they're kind of not. They're not dealing out the amount of satisfaction that you had hoped that it would. It didn't feel as good as you hoped that it would. And I don't want you to get discouraged by this sort of feeling. It just shows that at one point you were vibrating at it. You're not anymore. It's not aligned with what you actually want, but there's some melancholy associated when we get something that maybe even years ago we set in momentum, we set in action and desire and things like that in order to get something, and there must have been enough there that it was able to be achieved, But in the meantime, you were having experiences and relationships and learnings and things that were happening that actually didn't align with what it is that you'd achieved. And I think that you're realizing that in July, that the things you thought you wanted, you don't actually want anymore. And now that you have it, it doesn't feel as good. And and I think something to remember is you never actually achieve happiness in the way that you achieve a dollar amount. So if you're wanting to earn $1,000, there is a very measurable way to have reached that goal because you have the $1,000 in your bank account. When it comes to happiness and overall satisfaction, it's an ongoing thing. It's never a, oh, I'm happy now. It's done. Nothing more to do. It's always ongoing. It's always building upon, building upon, building upon. And don't feel that just because something's not working for you right now, it doesn't mean that it's not going to shift later on. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, this is you. This is your own energy showing up. I think that what the advice is for going into July is you're reestablishing what is you, what fits you, what is aligned with you, what people and things and behaviors and actions aren't working for you anymore because they're just not aligned with you anymore. You've been through too many, like, I'm going to even say painful things. Like, I feel like there's just been like a very painful growth spurt that you've gone through that means that all of the things that probably resonated for you before are not resonating anymore. And this includes people as well. So you might find that some people are going to just slip out. Great thing is, when people slip out, there's this great, beautiful space for somebody else to slip in. So I think for you, you're going to be noticing relationships maybe just disappearing, just pushing back into the back burner, and other ones coming in. And I think, and it's really interesting because I've got quite a somber feeling about me right now. As I started to go into your reading, I feel a little bit melancholy about it. And that's okay. I think it's okay that there's kind of a grieving process that is going to happen for you when you realize you have to let go of something you cared about so much for so long, and then realizing that it's not for you anymore, and that's okay. It's kind of like when sometimes people realize halfway through a bachelor's degree that it's actually not what they want, but they're doing so well and they're getting the grades, and they might even finish the degree and realize it's not what they want, and it's like, well, I did all this work, and I achieved all these things, and oh my goodness, but it's not what I want. It's not where I want to go. And there's a grieving, letting go process that has to happen around that. So I think that's what it's going to be for you, where it's. Don't be worried. It may feel uncomfortable for a while, but once you're able to shift through that, I think you'll be better for it afterwards. It's going to invite a lot more amazing things into your life. All right, let's have a look. I'm just going to give you an oracle card. This one. Okay. So we've got new experiences and new possibilities. So I think that while you're going through this process, be open to the possibility that this letting go of what the old was is actually going to be more beneficial, that the dream of what you thought your life was going to be, what it actually is going to be is much better than what the dream was, if that makes sense. So don't lose hope. don't don't give in to the melancholy and the somberness and just, it's not that you had to completely release everything to do with what your dreams were. It's just that you have a more updated dream. It's more focused and more clear and more appropriate for who you are right now. So thank you very much for listening to that. I do hope you have a beautiful July. If you would like to book any readings, you can just go to my website, www.etherictide.com, and the details are down below. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Oh, my words are just all jumbled up. This happens to me every retrograde. Thank you, Aries, and I do hope you have a beautiful July.